What to do when you find yourself having to choose between two women. And if you're watching this video, you're probably struggling to make a choice. You see, this wouldn't be a problem if you just chose one over the other. But you're weighing your options. You like both girls, but one of them is eventually gonna have to go because you're posing a risk of losing both girls if you don't commit to one. Now, you may be able to play both of them off against each other or talk to both women at the same time for a while. You can do this for like 6 months, a year. But there'll be a point where a woman knows what she wants. She either wants you to commit to a relationship, or God forbid, she finds out about the other girl that you've been seeing. Because she's gonna want you to cut that other chick off. She's either gonna want you to commit to her or cut off the other girl. And women will give you leeway. They'll put up with it for a little bit. They'll let you kind of process things and they'll show their teeth. But let me make one thing clear. Their level of patience is eventually going to have to run out. So you're kind of weighing your options at this point. You know, like, which girl do I choose? One over the other. And really, there's no good answer to this. You probably like both girls and you probably enjoy both of them. There's probably aspects of these girls that you like. There might be one thing that you like about one girl over the other girl, right? Let's say girl A versus girl B. Let's say Ashley and Brooke. Girl A is Ashley and girl B is Brooke. So Ashley may be more attractive than Brooke, but Brooke might have a better personality than Ashley. Right? This is the age-old question, looks over personality. You could find yourself in a situation like that, where one of the girls you're seeing is just she's hotter, she's more attractive, she has a nicer body. But the second girl you've been talking to, you get along with her better, right? You're able to connect with her more personality-wise. So it really comes down to what you're looking for, what you find more important. What is your long-term goal? I honestly think you're gonna have to choose the girl that supports your long-term wants and needs over the girl that fulfills the short-term. Because what makes this decision so hard is the fear that the girl that you let go was ultimately the correct decision in the long term. You know, you might choose Ashley because she's hotter, but she has some red flags. Maybe she's a 304. Maybe she has a higher body count. Maybe she uses drugs, right? Or like I said, y'all's personalities just don't match as good. You know, the foundation itself is not a good long-term foundation. You might choose the wrong girl and end up getting dumped like a month later and trying to go back to your second option, but she may have already moved on. So you have to choose wisely and you have to choose carefully. And you got to be honest with yourself and make compromises. Which one is a better long-term girl? Which one has the least red flags? Which girl ultimately makes you happier at the end of the day? Which girl ultimately fulfills your needs at the end of the day? And I'll tell you what, looks do fade. I don't care how hot the girl is, you're gonna get used to seeing that face. You're gonna get used to that body, to having sex with her. It's gonna get old. So ultimately in the long term, the personality and the compatibility of her habits, of how she acts, who she is as a person, is going to be the better strategy. Now let's move on to the next part. How do you let the girl go? How do you let her go? How do you go about it? No matter which way you're gonna cut it, someone's getting their heart broken. If you don't make a choice, you're gonna get your heart broken. Because like I said, you risk losing both girls. If you don't commit, it's like choosing sides. If you don't choose a side, you're gonna find yourself in your life in situations where you're gonna have to choose a side. Whether that's with friends, family members, or girls. It goes the same way. You can't play both sides forever. You can't. It's gonna blow up in your fucking face if you try to play both sides, if you try to stay neutral, if you try to stay in between. The reality is these two parties, these two people are gonna want you to cut off the other third party. They want you to side with them, and they want you to cut off that other person. Because either they hate that person or they just don't want you associating with that person. So you're gonna have to cut one of these chicks off, man. You're gonna have to make that choice. You're gonna have to pull the band-aid off. It's gonna be painful. Shit. The worst situation is when both girls have a good personality. When they're even. That's the worst part. When you meet two girls and they're both good, they both have a good personality, and they're both hot, and they're both fucking cool. That's a real tough one. Because the girl that you cut off, it feels bad. It's like, you know, like she didn't do nothing wrong. You know, this girl didn't do anything wrong. She, you know, did everything right. She's beautiful. She's attractive. She's got a good personality. She checks all the boxes. But there's just another girl that checks the other boxes. So it seems a little bittersweet that someone's gonna have to get to pick the short stick. Someone's gonna have to lose. There's winners and losers in life, and someone's gonna have to win, and someone's gonna have to lose. Ultimately, there's a few ways you can let this girl go. You can let her cut herself off naturally. So becoming cold, distant, basically ghosting this chick, or kind of gaslighting her into letting herself making her think that it's her decision to cut off things with you. Either you could be a dickhead, you can start ignoring her, you can, just start acting like out of alignment with what she's looking for. And kind of just make her think that it was her choice to leave the situationship, to leave the relationship, to leave the talking stage. So that way you can kind of, this method is if you don't want to hurt her feelings, if you don't want to break her heart. But this method is going to be a lot harder if she knows about the other girl. If she knows about the other girl, it's going to be a lot harder for you to pull this one off. A lot harder. Because she's going to assume, women are smart. They're extremely intelligent. She's going to assume that that is the strategy that you're using. She's going to call your bluff. And she may try to retaliate. Or try to hit up the other girl. These girls may try to contact each other. That's something you do not want. This is called a hey sis. You do not want to get hey sis. This is a good way to lose both girls. It happens. Now hey sis is where girl A finds out about girl B. Either she stalked you, or she figured it out, or she fucking, girls are smart as fuck. Like I said, they're smart. They're detectives. They're gonna find out. And they're gonna know that there's another bitch by the way you act. There's something in the back of their head. Women are good at picking up on stuff like this. They know when you act different. They know when there's another female in the picture, secretly lurking in the background. That's why I said, God forbid girl A finds out about girl B, because that's going to make your options even less. Realistically, you're gonna want to cut one of these girls off before they know about each other. Otherwise, either gonna get hey-sissed, or she's gonna try to force your hand. She's gonna find out about the other girl, and she's gonna say, if you want to keep me around, you need to stop talking to her. You need to block her. You need to get rid of her. You need to tell her that you're talking to me, or you're gonna have to commit to me. You're gonna have to, if you want to continue with me, she's gonna make it very clear that if you want to continue this fucking game that you're playing with her, if you want to continue smashing, if you want to continue having her as basically in a situationship, or as your like quote unquote girlfriend that's like without a title, or if she's gonna try to force your hand to where y'all become exclusive, where you choose her over the other chick and you have to get rid of the other one. So like I said, strategy number 1, become a piece of shit, or become cold and dry until she moves on, until she makes a decision that, you know what, he's not a good guy, he's not what I'm looking for, and she just basically kind of walks herself out the door. This method will only work really if she doesn't know about the other girl. It can still work if she knows about the other girl, but you're setting yourself up to get hey-sissed, because she's gonna become resentful. She may DM screenshots to girl B. She's gonna message her on Instagram and be like, hey girl, hey sis, I just want you to know, we were talking, and it's like she's gonna tell girl B that y'all like fucked and y'all did all this other stuff, and she's gonna send screenshots and tell her all your dirty laundry and shit. to try to fuck, because she knows that you became dry and that you're basically like ghosting her, cutting her off slowly. She kind of knows that you chose the other girl, that you're showing, like, that basically you're pushing her away, right? Women are vengeful creatures. They will do some shit to try to blow your relationship up. She'd be like, all right, you know what, fuck him. Since, he's leaving me anyways, I'm going to go ahead and send this girl and show her how big of that he was playing both of us. And she's going to have it in her mind like, oh, I'm going to let this other girl know how he is, that he was playing both sides. And yeah, she's going to call her, text her, send her screenshots, even meet her. She may even meet her. And getting hey sis can be bad, guys, bro. It can be bad. Because it can unravel a whole fucking Pandora's box full of shit, full of lies that have been going on. Because, you may have been telling the other girl that you're not talking to anyone else, that you're not seeing anyone else. And then boom, here comes this chick with all these screenshots and shit. And fucking, you've been talking to her. She told me that y'all had sex and everything, and you lied to me. And then so you have this good girl, and she doesn't trust you now because she fucking had to find out from some other chick that you were basically lying. She's gonna say you told me you weren't talking to anyone. You told me that you weren't seeing anyone. Blah 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 blah. And this is what happens when it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you could possibly lose both girls. So be careful with option A. This first one. This is an advanced method. This is not for someone who's gonna fuck this up. Alright, option B. Option B, the straightforward approach. Basically being straight with the girl and being honest that you like someone else. A lot of women will respect you for this. Whatever, let it ring. Scam callers. 90% of women are going to appreciate the honesty and they will respect it. Women become vengeful creatures when kind of like, you lie to them and you kind of like play them, when they feel like they got played. If you're honest from the get-go and you tell them before it spirals out of control and you get hey sis, if you tell them that there is another girl in the picture and you kind of give them the option to walk out the door, you could also do that. You'd be like, hey, I'm just gonna be straight with you. I've been seeing someone else and I think I like this person and I just don't want to like play with you like that. Like, I respect you, I like you as a person, I like this about you, but I think that I just like this person more and I just don't want to waste your time and I just don't want to play games. I don't want to play with your feelings, I don't want to play with your heart. I know what you're looking for. I know you're looking for something long term or whatever, or you don't want to share your man with another chick, or you don't, like, this woman has been specific that she doesn't want you like fucking around, messing with her, playing with her. Yeah, you can kind of play both sides to an extent before it spirals out of control. Kind of think about what you want. Okay, like, I've been seeing this girl, I've been seeing this girl. Before you get hey sis, or before that ultimatum gets brought up where the girl is like, finds out about the other one and she's like, you need to leave this bitch. If you preemptively let her go, this is gonna be the most honest and sincere option, the most mature option. It's going to be you're just going to have to man up. This is kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off. This is letting a good girl go and just being straight with her. And just telling her how it is, basically. Like, look, I think you're awesome. I think you're great. But I do want to be honest with you that I do like this other person more. And I'm trying to, pursue something with this person. You didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to be a dickhead about it. You don't have to be an asshole about it. You can be respectful. And like I said, 95% of women, they will have some respect for you for doing this. They will usually say thank you for being honest. They may cry, they may be upset. Some of them may take it like a champ. They may take it like a stoic and accept it right then and there and move on. Some of them might start crying, get emotional. But at the end of the day, they will respect you for being honest, because they just don't want you to lie to their face about that kind of stuff. They would rather move on and start looking for the next guy, rather than losing more options, staying just with you, staying just waiting for you to make that move, waiting for you to commit to them. They can quickly, basically, women will have a period where they'll cry, they'll be upset, but eventually they'll get over it. They'll pull themselves together, and they'll go through their grieving process, and they'll move on, and they'll go on with their life. And you're at way less of a risk of getting hay-sissed because you were straight about it. You weren't trying to hide it. And if you want even more hay-sis protection, if you want to get protection against a bitch, you can even tell the girl that you chose that, hey, look, I was talking to this other girl, but I told her, before we got committed. And do this before you commit to before you get into a relationship or some shit. Be like, just be straight about it. Be like, look, I was talking to this other girl, but I let her go. I blocked her, everything. And the girl that you choose, she's gonna respect you for that as well. She's gonna be it's not like, guys are more like, damn, if the situation was flipped, it's honestly worse on women that like, I was talking to all these guys, but I chose you. But women do that. They do the same thing, but they're just not as open about it. It's just this game we play, this bullshit game. But yeah, if that girl ever comes and tries to like expose you, you already laid out the truth. You already told her like, hey, I was seeing this other bitch. So if she messages you, or if it ever comes up again, you're not a liar. And women are way more forgiving than men. I honestly think women are way more forgiving. They're willing to look past it. They're willing to like move past it. If she truly likes you, if she truly loves you, she will make exceptions. She will make exceptions. She will look the other. She may be a little upset. She may be, you were with this bitch. I can't believe it. She might even try like, oh, she's ugly. You got with this, nasty chick. Even if the girl isn't ugly, she's gonna say like, oh, I can't believe you date these kind of girls. Like, I didn't expect that. She'll make an exception. She'll move past it. She'll be like, you know what? It is what it is. As fucked up as that sounds, that's really how it is, man. She waited for you, she wanted you. And honestly, it can also play a little bit in your favor. She may feel an increased attraction. The fact that you had another girl that you had to push away will kind of make your girl even like you even more, which is crazy. But it's the old hypergamy. Women want guys that other women want. And there's something that women love drama also. There's almost something, this can also play in your favor, having to choose between two girls. It can strengthen the relationship that you have with the girl that you chose, because she's gonna feel like she basically like won you over, like that basically she got you. You're like, oh, that other bitch was with him, but I was the better one. I'm the number one. He chose me because I'm fucking awesome. And that's gonna be her mentality. Like, it's like, okay, why do these, like, I'm just gonna bring something like, okay, why do these guys with like a bunch of baby mamas and shit? Like, how do they keep getting baby mamas? How do they keep fucking getting girlfriends, getting chicks pregnant, having these girlfriends, always in a relationship, always out of a relationship? There's always another girl. It's that competition, man. They know, oh, they know that this man has been with all these other chicks, and that there's something about him that these chicks like. And so they're willing to look past all the drama. They're willing to look past... Bro, women will put up with other baby mamas. They will put up with fucking ex-girlfriends, fucking chicks on the side. They will put up with all this stuff to try to retain this guy that they like. To try to capture this guy that they like. To try to lock him down. It's female nature. They want the girls, they want the guys that the other girls like, that the other girls have been with. You being with other girls, you having ex-girlfriends, you fucking around with other chicks, it's social proof. It shows, okay, this dude, there's something about him that, whether he's attractive, whether he's good in bed, whether he's got money, whether he has a good personality, there's something. There's an X factor. There's an X factor playing into this. If you're being forced to choose between two women, guys, if you are found in this position, you have an X factor. There's something about you. Because let's be real, the average guy is not finding himself in this situation. The average guy is struggling to get even one girl. One. The average dude, 60% of guys are struggling to even get one girl interested. I'll say one thing. If you got two girls and you're being forced to choose, this is a good problem to have. This look at it this way. This is a signal that to keep doing what you're doing, because you're probably attractive, or you got something going on that is causing these two women to fight over you. To try this balance of power, this dance that's going on, where one is trying to gain favor over the other one. Like I said, worst case scenario, yes, you can lose both of them. It can happen, but more than likely, you're gonna get through this. You're gonna figure out who you like more. The worst thing you can do is and I'll say one thing, the worst thing you can do is to keep kicking the ball down the road, not making a decision, being afraid to make a choice. You keep pushing it farther and farther and farther. That's when you put yourself you're gonna continuously lose options the farther you push this off. In the beginning, before they find out the girl, oh fuck. Fucking truck just did some bullshit. That's life for you. I think my fucking transmission just downshifted. Let me pause the video and restart the chart, guys. 1 second. All right, we are back on the road. And yeah, the worst thing you can do is to continuously kick the can down the road and not making a choice, because what's going to end up happening is that your options are going to slowly dry up. It's more time to where, you know, one girl A is going to find out about girl B, and that's when your options are really going to dry up. Or the longer you're talking to these girls, the more that they're going to be wanting some sort of commitment, the more chance that they're going to go on your phone or start stalking your shit. It's going to start spiraling out of control. And yeah, it can happen real quick. You could be talking to a couple girls, 2 or 3 girls, and yeah, dude, I mean, it can really, the situation can heat up really fast. And yeah, you're just more likely to get hey-sissed, more likely to lose one of the girls because of lack of commitment. So, and less respect from the girls that, you know, you keep playing and playing and playing and keep pushing it, that basically one of them is just gonna lose interest and move on to, like, another guy could show up and you could lose one of them, you know? There's so many things that can happen, man. One of them can move. They can meet another guy. They could suddenly lose interest in you because you're not committing. A lot of girls will just drop you because they're fucking done playing games. Like, they're just like, man, they just know. They're like, this guy's playing games with me. Like, I'm just gonna fucking see myself out. So, really think about which girl that you really value, that you really see yourself enjoying your time with her, not just the looks, not just looks wise, but when you find yourself in this situation, when you can only get one girl, you just kind of, like, let's be real, guys, you just kind of take what you can get, right? When it's just one girl on the table, you just kind of take what's on the table. All right, you know, she's got a good personality. She's not the hottest in the world, but you know what I mean? You know, it's better than nothing. But yeah, when you got options, that's when you start kind of like, okay, you know, she got a fatter ass, you know, she has a fatter ass than her, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, you start comparing everything, like, okay, you know, this one is kind of like fucking gets crazy. This other one, she's maybe, you know, this girl is like nicer, but she's like boring, right? Like, you really start comparing shit. You know, when you just got one girl, it's like, okay, you know, like, I find her attractive, you know, I can make some exceptions for her. But yeah, when you got two, that's when everything gets scrutinized. It's when, like, oh shit, man, like, I don't want to make the wrong choice, man. I don't want to screw up and regret it. And that's the main thing, is there's a fear. You're gonna have a fear of regret. And what makes it hard, the thing that makes this so difficult, is that you're afraid that the choice you make is gonna be a choice that you regret, that you made the wrong choice. You're scared to commit because you don't want to take the wrong choice. When you're in limbo, when you still have both options open, when you still have both girls on the hook, it's kind of like you can put off having to make that tough decision. You can kind of just save it for later. You don't have to think about it as hard. You're like, okay, you know what? Like, I don't have to choose one of them today. I don't have to choose one of them this week. I can still kind of keep gauging the waters, testing the waters, see which one is better, see which one I like more. But like I said, the cons of that is that your options are gonna start drying up, as you know, especially if one of the girls finds out that you're talking to other girls. So it's really up to you what kind of strategy you want to take. You could rip off the band-aid and just tell one of the girls straight up. Really just weigh your options. Think about which one in the long term is a better option. Which one that you'll be able to put up with more. Which one you'll be able to get along with more. That's going to be the right choice. The right choice is going to be the more compatible girl personality-wise. The one that has the less red flags. The one with the lower body count. The better girl. The girl that's more loyal, the girl that's more committed to you, the girl that's going to treat you better. The one that is not going to make your life live in hell. She's the one that you should choose. The one that is basically wife material, the one that you would rather... I really want you to ask yourself, a good way to know which one is the right one is which one would you rather marry on the spot? Which one could you see yourself getting married to? Being in a long-term relationship with? That's going to help guide you in the right direction. Because you choose that one girl, man, that's more attractive, but she's boring, or she's fucking been with a bunch of dudes. You may find yourself letting go the good girl, like a fucking innocent girl, or like a traditional girl, and you're stuck with a 304. You could find yourself in that position. You'd be like, shit, man, I made the wrong choice. Like, you'll almost be like regretful, like, damn, like she wasn't as hot, but damn, she was just like a better person in general. She was just, and like I said, like stuff like, yo, does this girl drink? Does she like use drugs? You gotta weigh all that. You gotta ask yourself all this shit, man. You gotta look at the red flags and the green flags and be like, fuck, this girl is fucking using drugs. Like, I don't think this is really a good... I don't think I should choose the girl that's using Xans. A hot one using Xans over the one that's, you know, an actual good person. Or that she's lazy, like, you know, like choosing a girl that's fucking lazy and vapes all day and doom scrolls over a girl that actually has goals and like hobbies and, you know, is actually like interesting. Just because the pussy's more fire. Just because the pussy is better. I think this is really something you're gonna have to choose for yourself, guys. I really cannot tell you what choice you gotta make. If you guys need help making a choice, book a call down in the description. I have a Calendly link. Tell me what's going on with the girl that you've been messing with. And I'll tell you straight, I will give you an unbiased answer. I will give you an unbiased answer. Sometimes we need a second opinion in order to make the decision. This is also where you need to go to your friends, your family members. You need to ask your best fucking friend, like, straight up. You need to explain the situation. You need to, like, explain what's going on. Your best friend, talk to your dad, talk to your mom, get their opinion. Talk to your fucking grandpa. He'll tell you some real shit, man. Ask your uncle, man. Give your uncle a call. Be like, yo, uncle, I got this thing going on. There's these two girls. And blah, blah, blah. Yo, your uncle will put you on some game, I'm telling you. Your family members and your best friends will put you on some game. Get their opinions. And if you want my opinion, book a call down below in the Calendly link. I'll tell you no BS. Basically, you know, which girl has, you know, more red flags, and like just tell me what the fuck is going on. And I'll help you make that choice. I'll tell you if you're gaslighting yourself. All right? Leave a comment, guys, if you found yourself in a situation like this before. Leave a story down below. You know, if you've got a story just like this, go ahead and let me know down below. And yeah, I would love to read the stories and perhaps even share them on this channel. Stay hustling, guys. Peace.